And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Jared Brooks in the house up against Mansur Malachiev at one fight night 36. Massive fight for the division. What's going on, Jared? It's been a while since I've seen you. How you been?
Good, man. I've just been training really, really hard and going as hard as I can to get prepared for this Dagestani guy, man. He's a really, really good opponent, and he has good qualities as a fighter. And I think that he slept on as far as his abilities, but I think that he is like sloppy to your average fighter, like or to your average fight fan. Like they're like, dude, what is this guy? But I think that he's a feel kind of guy. Like if you feel him, you're like, oh shit, like this is completely different. Because I'm one of those guys too, to where you'll be like, I think that I've proven in the past 4 or 5 years that I've elevated my striking game and my jujitsu game a little bit more. But am I more exciting than Mansoor? Yeah, way more exciting. But at the same time, I'm not sleeping on the fact that Mansoor is probably super, super strong. He likes to tire guys out. He likes to put his neck out there just so guys can try to take it and they won't get it. And then they tire themselves out. So I already know what Mansoor, how he fights, and done a lot of fight preparation. And I think that he is in a world full of hurt for this next fight. But I don't want to be getting ahead of myself, bro. I got finished my last fight. Shit happens, right, in the fight game. But at the same time, do I think that I can beat Mansur Malachiev and get back into the title picture against Joshua Pacio? Yeah, I really do, and I mean that. I really do.
Is this was this always the fight to make in this division right now?
I was ready to fight him 2 years ago when he signed to the promotion, and the guy like it was me. I made the first video. I made the first like whatever snap at him uh, when he beat Jaguar Jeremy Miato. I All I said was, "Yo, I put your name out there to fans to say, hey, welcome to the division, bro." Pretty much. And you took it as, oh, you talk shit. No, bro, I'm not. All I did was try to put you out there, like I do with everybody. Who knew who Bokang Masanyane was in the United States? Nobody. Nobody knew who Bokang was. Who knew who Joshua Pacio was in the United States? Nobody. Just like nobody knew who I was in the Philippines, bro. And Pacial put me onto the Philippines. So I think that he mentally is taking it too serious. And what Kanye West said, and I'm not about Kanye. I don't like Kanye, but I do like some of his songs. Is when you try hard is when you die hard. And I think that he's one of those guys that tries too hard mentally, and I think that that's what's gonna get him beat probably on the third. But he's a great fighter. I'm not gonna put anything past his ass.
You mentioned Kanye West. It reminds me of some of the rhymes that you dropped over the years. Has this fight inspired you at all? Are you still dropping rhymes, or is like now that you're a parent, you're still doing that? Have you got time?
Dude, I really like making like on my spare time, I like making beats, right? So I've been making beats and I'm dropping bangers, dude, like straight bangers. But I only do that on my spare time. It's only like maybe like one or two a month type thing, like when I have like 30 minutes to myself. But yeah, I mean, I do still like freestyling every now and then by myself in the car and stuff. But what's the point of dissing somebody if they can't even understand you? It's like, oh, you're gonna diss this guy in a different language. I gotta start learning Russian. I gotta start learning Tagalog. I gotta start doing all that because who has time to just sit there and I know that they ain't listening to what I have to say. So what's the point? I'll just sit there and beat them up with my fists and let that do the talking, do the rapping.
I wouldn't put it past you though to drop some Russian Russian into some rhymes as well. Are you
I
gonna
could
walk out
talk
to your
like
own
him. That's
song one
about it.
day?
Walk out to my own song. Maybe. Maybe.
And what about that fight with Joshua? Because I haven't caught up with you, like were you the last couple of fights, did that shock you? Because for a while there you looked kind of invincible.
So against Jared Brooks, um, he Jared actually take loss. He took loss. Me, Mansur Malachiev, I don't take loss. I did not lose against Joshua Pacio that night. The guy can't take a loss, bro. He really can't. And I think that just shows me another chink in his armor mentally. It's like, oh, okay, you didn't take that loss. You didn't take accountability. You did lose that, like through the judges, because he did control a lot of the fight, but control isn't the biggest factor, bro. Near submissions are the biggest factor. And he got two near submissions on you. You were like this, and it looked like you were about to be choked out. So that's all I gotta say, bro. I think that he isn't gonna be there mentally. Sean O'Malley, you've seen the same thing that happened to him. Oh, I didn't lose to Cheeto Vera, and then what happens, bro? You don't take accountability, and you don't get better. You really don't. And I do take accountability for getting beat by Joshua Pacio twice. Two L's, right? I do. That's two L's, bro. If you were to look 100 years from now and go on my record and it says loss, I have to take accountability for that at the end of the day. And that's how I got better just in the past 5 to 6 months. And I think that it's gonna show, man, what I think that this fight is all about accountability and it's gonna show.
I know you're proud American. How does it make you feel? You know, America versus Dagestan, two of the wrestling giants in mixed martial arts. Does that add a bit of spice?
Well, they did really, really well with the folk style wrestling of American, right? So it wasn't freestyle. Freestyle, that's been around forever. But then they started to realize that these holds and like having legs and controlling, which is folk style wrestling, which is American, right? So yeah, you got the OG Dagestani wrestler right here. I've been doing it since I was 6, bro. You've been doing freestyle wrestling, and then you started transitioning into folk style wrestling around probably right when you first started fighting, right? So I think that I can out wrestle a Dagestani wrestler in my sleep, and I'm gonna do that. I think that if he does take me down, I have worked countless hours in these past 4 months of getting back up to my feet or trying submissions, and I think that I can prove my black belt because I got my black belt in the ring when I beat Gustavo Ballart. I can prove my black belt. I promise you. If I so I'm gonna prove my black belt against somebody if they take me down. Because in the last fight, I wasn't able to prove that. I stayed on my back and I got finished. I was tired. I was dead. So, nothing else to say besides that. Besides, I'm gonna go out and prove the work is gonna be implemented. I'm not just gonna say it. I'm gonna actually do it. If I do get taken down, I don't see myself being able to get taken down by a longer guy coming down on me trying to shoot. If he does get something, he might get my back, but I'm more than prepared for that as well.
Most likely finish here, you know, you mentioned you're happy with your striking. You said he leaves his neck out. I mean, what's the most likely ending to this fight?
Of course, I want to finish him. I want to go out there and prove to him that I'm better than him. Guys, put me on a contract so that he could beat me. All right, that's the way it is. And I put my name on the contracts and I can beat you. And that's the name of the game. And I think that he is, like I said, I don't think he's there mentally like I am right now. I have the Tiger going into this fight, and I think that he might have a little momentum, but bro, but Bokong, I already tapped him out. Uh, you know, Saruda about beat you in the third round. You like pretty much showed your cards there. You know, I got beat by Reece McLaren on a split decision. I mean, people can say he dominated me or whatever. I thought I beat him in the boxing exchanges and the wrestling exchanges in reality, but I'm a better opponent than Mansur Malachiev. Who knows who Mansur Malachiev is compared to Jared Brooks. I think that I have a name structured in this company and I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna put myself back out there and show to people and myself. But in reality, I have nothing to prove. But at the same time, I want to go out and make people believe that anything is possible. You could go off of a two, three fights losing stint, right? And come back and win a world championship at your weight class in a weight class above, and just a 6 month mentality change by doing that.
Tell me about Yuya versus Joshua. You're going to be keeping a very close eye on it, no doubt. Uh, Ultimately, are you looking at the winner of this fight? Are you also looking at Yuya?
Mm. I'm not just looking at those guys. I'm looking at Sansar Zakharov. I'm looking at Hu Young. I'm looking at all these guys that might be in the mix because I might have to go against those guys next. I don't know. I might have to go against Pacio. I might have to go against Yuya. I might have to do that. But that's what makes me so excited, and that's what brings that ignition back into my career because I was so wrapped around the Pacio uh vibe for such a long time, bro. Now it's like yeah, it's getting interesting again, and I think that that loss that I had really kind of like shook things up. So it's a lot more interesting. I'm excited, bro. I'm really excited to go out and to show people that I'm better than Mansur Malachiev, and then I'm gonna keep on getting better and better, and then whoever's in the mix, then I gotta beat them to get to where I need to be. If it's Joshua Pacio, Yu Wakamatsu, Hu Young, Sanzar Zakharov, Reece McLaren, doesn't matter. Would I love to fight Reese again and get that back? Oh yeah, bro. But it sounds like to me he just doesn't want to be signed by any promotion because if you talk about bad about a promotion like that, one of the biggest promotions in the world, you think that one of those promotions are going to want to take you? No, they're not. I love you, Reese, but you messed up, bro. Um, but if you want to come back to one championship and get this, I got you. But um, but yeah, I'm paying attention to the whole card, man. The whole card is storylining, and I like storylines. I feel like we were missing the plot for a minute, but we got a storyline now, boys.
It's a total banger. It's the best in one history, I think. I love it. Who's going to win, Joshua or Yuya?
I want Josh to win, of course. I think that Josh can win. I think that Josh is just as good as a striker as Yuya. Yuya has some tomato cans for hands for sure. But at the same time, I don't think that he can knock out Pacio. I think that Pacio has a pretty good chin, man, and I think that Pacio could take him down and beat him, just how he beat me.
Yeah, all that training for Jared Brooks might come in handy in this one. So let's see. Jared, good to catch up with you. It's been a while. Look forward to seeing you in Bangkok.